Look, hello, look here. This is Rosie. Oh, she's fighting. Stop fighting me. She doesn't like to be on camera. Look at her. Look how pretty she is. Where's Mama's baby? Yes, she is. Now, if I'm petting her, she's good. Look at her. She came up here because I was resting. I've been washing dishes. I got my pots and pans almost done. But she's so pretty. She's such a pretty girl. She's so silky. Her so silky. But she's a mess. Yes, she is. She's a mess. She's very much of a female cat, aren't you? Aren't you? You want to kiss me? Want to kiss me? Nope. Her brother, Donnie, was all white. He passed away last year. And he wanted kisses all the time. Always wanted kisses. But I just wanted you to see her. Maybe she'll come again. But she usually doesn't come in this room. For some reason, I think she wants to take a nap. It is our nap time, I think. But I took my morning nap, and I don't think I need an afternoon nap. Now I got hair on my mouth. Oh, she's a mess. She is such a mess. She is so funny. I've had a lot of cats. The best cat I ever had was Jessie. Jessie was a Maine Coon. And he was so smart. He loved to be kissed, just like Donnie did. And I believe Donnie had a little Maine Coon in him too, because he was a big cat. But I wear a CPAP at night. And Jessie, when he was ready to get up, he must have watched me when I would cut that on and off. Well, he would take his little big paw and he'd hit that button and he'd cut my CPAP off. I told people he was trying to kill me. But he just hit it. It would go off, and of course I would wake up when it goes off, because I can't breathe. But I'm holding this a little bit, holding this laptop, and it's heavy, so I wasn't prepared to do that. But I thought since she was here, I think she scratched my hand. She did. Look at that little shit scratch my hand. I'll get her for that later. I will. But she's not playful like my other cats were. She's a typical female, and that's why most of the time I've had male cats. I prefer male cats than female cats. I think they're a little notey. They're just so stuck up, whatever. But they're not as playful as male cats. But that Jesse, he was absolutely the best cat. He loved on everybody. My cousin came to visit me here right after I moved into my apartment over in Palmer Ranch in Sarasota, and he would get up and go sleep with her instead of me. Yeah, he'd go and play and mess with her the whole time she was here, and so she fell in love with Jesse. Well, I guess it was before I moved here, so it was 3 years ago, I guess. I was just sitting in this dirty old rocker, and he had a lanai, and he loved going outside, sitting in the chair and watching everybody go by. But he would sit out there 24 hours a day if I'd let him. But all of a sudden, I'm sitting there. He runs in to the living room. He shoots across the floor. He comes back and he starts moaning. And all of a sudden, his back legs just went flat on him. Just flat. Scared the holy heck out of me, I'll tell you. And I said, "What is wrong?" I thought maybe something had bit him out there or what. So I thought I was going to die. I didn't know what the hell to do for him. So He had a stroke. And he died on the way to the vet. I'm telling you, I called my neighbor crying and carrying on. She came with the car. And we went and we started to the vet. And I was holding him and talking to him. And he just died in my hands. I'm telling you, it just tore the hell out of me. That cat dying was really, really sad. So I said, well, I'm not going to get it. But I couldn't sleep because he wasn't there. I'd wake up in the morning and nobody was there. Just me. I was so lonely. I couldn't stand it. So I went to Cat Depot in Sarasota, down on 17th Street. And that's where I got Jessie up north when I was in Virginia. That's right. But I'd gotten cats there before. Excuse my hair. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's just, look at that receding hairline. My father had a receding hairline. I've always had thick curly hair. Well, hell, you know what's thick and curly is the bottom of my tub. Oh, when I take a shower, I look down there and go, my God, I could make a wig out of the hair that's coming out. And the doctor put me on vitamin D once a week, some pretty strong stuff. And, thinking that might be doing, I don't think that, unless I've been on it for at least a couple months and it doesn't make that big deal. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, I went to Cat Depot and I had gone online first and looked at the available, cats. And there I saw Rosie first. Rosie was first that I saw online. I said, well, I'm going to go down and check her out. Well, she was just so cute and so soft. And she had this little fluffy tail when she walked, her little fluffy tail going back and forth, and a little, just a cute cat, it seemed to be very friendly. And she came up to me and I picked her up, but she didn't like being picked up. Well, it turned out that Rosie was just recently brought there, but with another cat, and that was the white cat. So I said, well, I don't want her to be lonely, so I'll take both of them. So I brought Donnie, and that was their name that was given to them by their previous owner, was Donnie and Rosie. So I said, well, I'll just keep their name because they're older. They were like 8 and 10, something like that. And I figured them being older cats, might as well just keep their old name, And then I only had Donnie for a couple years when he got cancer last year. It was just maybe 3 years. But he was he just loved to kiss on everybody. And he'd come right up to you and put his little mouth up, and you couldn't kiss him on the forehead or he had to kiss him right on his mouth or he wasn't satisfied. But he was such a smart cat. He really was. They are a lot smarter than people think of cats. But Rosie, she lets me know when it's time to go to bed. She comes in here and she starts meowing. Now that cat, for the 2 years or 3 years that I had both of them, that cat hardly ever, I didn't even think she had a voice. But when Donnie left, all of a sudden she's the queen of Sheba. She wants what she wants. That's why she was in here before, because she wanted to take a nap. And what happened is I'll lay on the couch, I'll pull the cover up over me, and she'll get up on top of my side and, put her face there, and then she'll knead a little bit, and then she'll come, and if she wants me to pet her, she does a soft bite on the back of my hand, meaning, get busy, lady, you're going to give me a few pets, scratch my face, scratch my nose, do something. And 4 minutes, and then I start drifting off, and what do you know, if I stop petting her, she's gone. So she and I, we have our little We have our little arguments sometimes. Sometimes I just tell him I'm not going. Just like now, I'm not going to bed now. I actually got most of my pots and pans washed. I still have a couple more to do. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but when I cook, and then I'm just too tired to do the dishes. So I just soak them. Shit. Nobody's going to see it but me anyway. So I got most of those done. And then, excuse me, I've been drinking my tea. So then I saw, you won't believe what I do. I make these Swifter covers. I'm sure you've seen them. Well, I make them out of cotton, and I also make some out of like a wool yarn. And I use that to dust with because I can't get on my knees. Oh God, oh, not to go off the subject, but yesterday, I don't know how I do it, but every time I put something on I got 2 tables to hold things, right? One on one side, this side here, one on this side. And it just seems like everything gravitates right here close to me, within arm. And I have short arms. Everything is within arm distance, right? So I went to do something, and this thing spilled over. It's a little, here, I'll show you. See this little sewing kit? Well, on the top, it had all these little buttons and snaps and stuff. Well, it fell over. So yesterday, I took my little reacher and I started picking up stuff. Well, it wouldn't pick up the little buttons and stuff. So I'm sitting in my chair and I'm leaning over to pick up these little buttons and stuff because they spread out all over the place. All of a sudden, my backside starts sliding down. And remember, I can't get on my knees. So I'm going, uh-oh, I'm about ready to fall over my head. So I brace myself with my hands on the floor. And because I know that if I go down, I'm not going to be able to get back up. So here I am, hands on the floor. My butt side is right on the edge of the chair. It was this chair. And then my head went to the floor, and I went, oh my God, what am I going to do? So what I did is I used my head to push myself up into the chair. And then I sat here and I laughed for an hour. Figured how stupid I was to try to do something like that, you know? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. But anyway, I don't even know where I was. I was talking about the cats, right? Anyway, I got Donnie and Rosie, and we had a happy few years together, and then Donnie got cancer, and he passed away. So now you've seen my little firecracker. She did scratch me. You know, with neuropathy, you don't know until way later if something bites you or hits you or cuts you or whatever. So I have to be real careful. You know, like, I didn't finish I got one more. I did get one of the fins done for my manatee. I got one more to do. Sew them on. Finished. Then I started. You want to see it? I started a pillow. The pillow that I was doing for myself. Well, I looked through patterns and, oops, wait a minute. Okay. Let me get it. I looked at patterns of one kind or another, and then I came up with a pattern that I liked, so I started it last night. Now my accent color in my apartment. Are you listening to the TV? I forgot I had it on. I'm so sorry. But anyway, here's the pattern. And I got this from Mikey, Crochet Crowd. But this is a pillow. It's got the burgundy that I got from the mill, the mill-in stuff. And then the Burnett satin. And the colorway is beige. No, I don't know what The colorway is camel. But what's interesting is that this is like the burgundy is like a true. Turn it around. It's like a true 4-ply. The burgundy satin is a little less than I think than the 4-ply, even though it says. But it gives it a nice, unusual looking depth. I think. Don't you think so? It's a depth that I like. So it's done in 2 panels and then sewn together. And what's nice about this is that you don't have to. And I don't know if you guys do this or not, but because it's going to be a pillow I'm going to sew, then I don't have to tie off each end. I can just do it as a continuous, and then when I sew them together, I'll just put the yarn behind it and sew it. So that way I don't have to keep cutting, cutting and doing that. So that's going to be my pillow. So that's what I'm working on. Because I sat here and I thought, oh my God, I only got, well, the red heart, that red scarf that I was doing that has the heart shapes, the harps on it. I haven't picked that up yet again. I must not have liked it, right? Probably not. So I don't know if I'll pick it up again or if I'll just rip it apart, frog it, or try it some more. So I like the pattern. I think it's going to be a pretty pillow. So I'm kind of excited about it. And what he does is he gives you, if you were to do size 16 or 18, he tells you exactly how many stitches to cast on, chains to make. I used to knit, so I use some terminology from knit, so don't mind me. But I prefer crocheting. I always preferred crocheting. Knitting is not bad. In fact, you wouldn't believe it. I have one of these whole little books. In fact, I think this is it. And I know you can't see it. See, it says mock cable. I've got these little flip things that I have all these different patterns on that I did for scarves and stuff on my knitting. But I've got them written all over and everything. It's like, when I did this video and I had written down a bunch of stuff, all the stuff, colorway, hook, and all that stuff, then I can't find it. So, but I think this is going to be pretty, and I think it'll go very fast. It's very easy, and it has a nice texture to it. I like things that are texture. I'm not into real smooth stuff, but I do like the texture in this, and I think it's going to make a really nice pillow. So I didn't mean to make this video. I just wanted to show you Rosie before she got away from me. But she's not easy to catch. She doesn't like to be held. Now sometimes she just wants to be around me all the time, and I can hold her like a baby and rock her for a few minutes, but she's not in one of those moods. They're very moody. I'm not moody. I'm really not. I have a pretty much even temperament. It takes a lot to make me angry. I despise confrontations. Despise them. I don't like to get angry, and because everybody, it's like opinions. The saying is, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, right? So you have to let them go. If that's what they believe and that's what they think is true, then you just let it go and you just let it roll off your back. Not worry about it. You got to remember, you can't worry about things that you can't control. That's like my neighbor. Worrying about our President Trump and all the, her son is a contractor for the Department of Agriculture. He doesn't get paid. He won't get back pay because he's not a government employee. And then all my friends that are contractors with the federal government, and also friends that work for the government. Back in my day, when you got out of high school, a lot of the girls went to work that didn't go to college, went to work for the government. Some lasted there forever and retired. A ton of them did. But, you very concerned, and so I just try to tell her, if there's something that you can do about it, then worry about it. But if it's out of your hands and there's nothing you can do, then stop worrying about it. It's just going to make you sick, so don't do it. All right, this is a quickie. I'm getting the heck out of here. I got to finish dusting those shelves with my Swiffer. I got the fan. I did, I put the Swiffer and got the fan done. So I'm just taking a little respite right now before I go and tackle the rest of the dust and the rest of the dishes. That's my goal for today. Because tomorrow, do I want to get into this? Tomorrow I go to the oncologist. This is crazy, and I know I'm making this longer than I should. Last year, I went to the dermatologist, and there was a couple things that I was worried about. And one, I had a spot here on my chest that I was pretty sure was basal because I've had it before. And then I had a growth on my lower eyelid, and then I had a growth on the upper eyelid. Well, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought maybe it was just a skin tag, both of them. This one was a little bit different than this one, but it was starting to interfere with my eyesight. So that's why I went to the dermatologist. I probably shouldn't have gone. But anyway, I went. So this did come back basal. They took a couple other ones, and they were okay. They removed the skin tag on my upper eyelid because it was growing down into my eyeball. That was easy. Then they removed this thing that was on the bottom of my lid. Well, it was a couple months, and I didn't hear back about. They told me about the others, the basal cell and the other ones. So I said, okay, no big deal. But I didn't hear all of. There were like 5 biopsies, and only 4 came back. The 5th one hadn't come back. So about 2.5 months later, I get a call from the dermatologist's office saying, Miss Mills, your test came back on the one on your left lower eyelid, and it came back as lymphoma. I said, oh, okay. Lymphoma, little cancer, I said, okay, so what do we do? You need to burn the rest of it off or what? Because they just sliced the thing off. No, we want you to go see an oncologist. I went, okay. So then I go online. Knowledge is power, and I want to know what lymphoma was. Because my brother had Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I go to the oncologist, and he diagnosed it as Hodgkin's lymphoma. But I'm not losing weight. God only knows. But I don't want to have cancer to lose weight, right? So we did tests. We did the lymph test. We did CT scans. We did all kind of contrast scans. We did all of that stuff. The lymph nodes, fine. No problem with my lymph nodes. Blood tests, fine. Nothing. In fact, I'm so freaking healthy. All my blood tests always come back fine. Good. For my age, everything looks really good. Bone density, good. Everything is good. But I have Hodgkin's lymphoma on my eye. So I went through a month or 2 of all these tests and stuff. And finally, he said, Billy, the only thing that we have left is to do a bone marrow test. And I go, Doc, since I don't have all those other symptoms, do you think I could just sit back and wait a while and see if anything happens? And he said, well, we have people that we do monitor that have, because it was a slow growing lymphoma, Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I said, well, give me a break until October. October came around, right? And I canceled the appointment. reschedule it for December. And I said it was too close to Christmas. I don't do anything, right? I'm just avoiding it, is what I'm doing. So I was going to cancel the appointment tomorrow, but then I said, no, let's go get this over with. So hopefully we'll just keep an eye on it. So for all purposes, I have Hodgkin's lymphoma, but I don't have Hodgkin's lymphoma. But his thought is that it's in the blood. But why wouldn't it show up on any of my blood tests? So, and my primary doctor said the same thing, because I have blood tests every 6 months. Plus, I have blood tests every month for the Coumadin and the blood thinner stuff, which I have to do tomorrow too. Also, but it's a pain in the ass to have to go every single month. But it's right down the street. I just have to do it. So that's my story on my oncologist appointment tomorrow. So hopefully everything will be fine. I know it will. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, it never even happened. And if there's no signs, there's no symptoms, let's go on with life. I'm not going to worry about it, right? Nothing to worry about. So anyway, I'm going to go. So you met Rosie, some of her at least. Maybe I'll send her a message. Maybe I'll talk to her again and ask her if she'd like to be on again. She's sort of camera shy. Anyway, good people, I guess I'll post this. What am I going to do? It's crazy. I haven't heard anything about the hats yet. She's supposed to let me know tonight. So I'll keep you guys posted. But at least now you've met Rosie and you've seen the next project I'm working on. So I'll see you guys later. Have a super day. I mean it. And don't worry about things that you can't handle, that you can't do anything about. Life is too short. I mean, yesterday I was 30 and today I'm 74. So you go with the flow, babe, and it goes by fast. Like I told you, it's the truth. It's the honest. You don't think so when it's happening, but boy, when you have to sit back and think about it, it goes by fast. But I love all you. Hugs to all you guys. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.